I hope you're doing really well. So today is Saturday the 9th of November. I am very late with my October upload, but there's a very good reason for that. So this one is terrified of fireworks. So I have been on dog mummy duty for more than a week. I want to say about 9 days, because we've just had 9 days of hell with fireworks going off. So Daisy is the first dog that I have had who is terrified of fireworks. Can you smell my lipstick? Who is terrified of fireworks. Poppy wasn't bothered. Poppy would stand and watch a firework display, and Chloe before that, again, wasn't bothered at all. But Daisy, I'm not kidding you, is terrified. So the place where I live, don't get me wrong, it's a nice place, but it's one of those areas that's full of quite young people, and it's a little bit keeping up with the Joneses kind of place. So you'll find that somebody will let off a series of fireworks one evening, and then their neighbours will go out and buy some even bigger fireworks and let them off. So it's like, my firework makes more noise and is bigger than yours kind of mentality. So we've had 9 days of fireworks, and that has led to 5 evenings of pretty much major anxiety from Daisy. So I've ordered the Adaptil plugins and things like that, and it hasn't helped. It's just been horrendous. And I'm all for people having fun, don't get me wrong, I'm not a party pooper or anything like that, but you know, it would be good if people could limit fireworks to the 5th of November and maybe a little bit at New Year. That would be fine, but it's just so unpredictable. I haven't really known what to do with her. So that has had a big knock-on impact onto my stitching, because she's just wanted to be cuddled literally for over a week, and yeah, it's not been very productive, I have to say. So I will show you what I've got done for November and tell you a little bit about, what's wrong with you? A little bit about what I've got planned for the rest of the year. So bear with me while I gather my stitchy supplies, and I will come back and reconvene with you. I'll see you in a little minute. So we'll start with my Heaven and Earth design. This is Steam Heart by Chris Ortega. It is, I'll put a picture in of what it will look like when she's done, where I was last time as usual, and now I will show you where I've got to. So let me, oh gosh, there goes a needle minder. Oh, bear with me. I hope that didn't have a needle attached to it, because that will be in Daisy's paw later. Oh, anyway, she's getting rather long, you know, guys. So, oh, here's trouble. Oh gosh, here we go. Right, let me stand up with her. So, you can see just about, let me grab a hold of her properly, where I've been working. So, we have got a fair bit of adding gone on down here and across in this section as well. So let me just get her right up close and personal for you, and then back her off. So I do have quite a bit of filling in to do in and around this area. So my plan is to complete this section, go back and do these odd random stitches. Well, there's a fair bit actually, it's not odd and random, there's a fair bit. And then I do want to come up and finish this block across the head and get the other goggle stitched in. So that is what I thought I would do over the next month or so. I would like to get on to the next run of pages down here. Daisy! Daisy! Daisy is licking her food bowl. Sorry about the noise. You're making a noise! So that is her so far. So I've done a little calculation, as I said, I think on my previous upload. I think I'm about a quarter of the way through her now. Still a fair bit way to go, but yeah, no, her face is stunning. I absolutely love her to bits. So I've been thinking, I did mention this in the Stitch With Me that I've been doing, about how I want to proceed through November. So if you've been following me for a long time, whether it's on this channel or my other channel, you know that like November and early December is a really busy nightmare. Daisy! Daisy! Animals. Daisy! There's nothing left in it. I finally found her a dog food that she likes. It's, yeah, I've had her for, gosh, how long have we known each other, Daisy? She'll be 3 in January, so she's lived with me for about 2.5 years now, and I finally found her a dog food she likes. So she ate her food a good couple of hours ago, and now she's back to continue licking the bowl, aren't you? You strange little animal. So yeah, I was saying about November. So November is an insanely busy month, so I'm away every week throughout November and early December, and that then impacts on my stitching because I'm away 2 or 3 nights at a time. She now wants to go out. Bear with me, I'll be right back. She's in her bed. Do you know? Every time the camera comes out and I sit to either film or I sit to do something, whether that's stitching or whatever, she's there wanting something. The minute I get my stitching out and the frame out or whatever I'm working off, she's there and she wants something. She cannot like cope with me doing something, and obviously, as I said, over the last week or so, she's had my undivided attention, and I think she's got used to it. But I was saying about November, so we go away a lot. We're away 2 or 3 nights at a time, and I can't take my stitching with me because the evenings are work events as well. So we'll work all day. We'll have literally an hour, if we're lucky, sometimes not, to turn ourselves around, and then we're out for dinner or drinks or whatever we're doing with work colleagues. You don't get like your evenings to yourself. So there's no opportunity for stitching, and then the day I get back, I'm exhausted because I've either driven to London and back or I've gone on the train and back, and travel's just tiring, so I lose another night. So on average, I lose 3 to 4 stitching nights a week. So I was saying in my previous Stitch With Me that I probably won't do a November upload. I'm not quite sure how I'll play it yet or what I'll do, but I will still do videos, and I do have some ideas which I'll share with you a little bit later. But moving on, I will now show you this is my Memorabilia. So I forgot to say, this is stitched in DMC thread. It's 1/1 on 25 count Lagana, and yeah, the Lagana's just like a cream, nothing spectacular, just plain fabric, because obviously with it being a full coverage design, it doesn't really matter, does it? The next piece is my Persephone. This is a Memorabilia. I'll put in a picture of what she will look like when she's done and where I was last time. And here she is now. So my headless lady now has a head. So I've done the vast majority of her hair and the big flower that's in it. And really all of those stitches now are just the beads to go on later. And this is her in her full entirety and glory. So this lovely lady is stitched 2/2 in DMC. She is stitched on a 32 count opalescent Murano called Slightly Nutty, and I got this from Kate at Sparkly's. It's a really nice sort of, it reminds me of ice cream. It's like a really soft pink and like hand-dyed, and I don't know whether you can see the opalescence coming through it. I mean, it needs a good ironing. It's really, really creased because it's usually rolled up on the Albessi frame I tend to stitch this on, although I will put it on my Millennium scrolls, my Amonique scrolls when I come to do the beading. But yeah, she's lovely. So she's getting there. So I've got really the background on this side stitch, obviously her face and her arm, and then by and large we're on to the beading. So I have mentioned that I would do a 1/1 skin upload because I don't know whether you can see, I like to do my skin 1/1, and I did ask the question a couple of uploads ago if you would like to see that, and the vast majority of you said yes, you would like to see a 1/1 skin upload. So now I've got a head on, or a hair on rather, I can actually, I've got like the footprint of where her face and neck are now, so I'll be able to do that over the course of the next maybe month. I will get that upload done for you, so I'll show you my 1/1 skin. So that will be an upload that will come. So I'm thinking I'll probably do a couple of Stitch With Me's up until Christmas. I will do the 1/1 skin. I'm going to do Vlogmas on my other channel, so that won't be on here. So that's a non-stitching related channel for those of you who don't know. I'll link it below. So it's more lifestyle, interiors, that kind of thing. So if that's the sort of thing you like, then have a pop over. I know quite a lot of you have, and I'm being so grateful for your support over there. But yeah, so Vlogmas is going to be done over there. I may do like a couple of stitchy vlogs, possibly as well, depending on time. But you know what it's like. I mean, it's busy, isn't it? So yeah, that's her. So my plans are, I will do the 1/1 skin upload, and I will continue to work on her because I want to get some momentum going. I really don't want to be carrying this piece right through into New Year. I mean, she will come into New Year, but I would like to get her finished early next year, if you get what I mean, because there's a couple of mirrors I want to start. So for me, she's wonderful and I love her to bits, but she's lingered around enough now. So that is the plan, is to make some momentum on her. So that, coupled with the steam heart, I really want to get some traction on. So they may be the only projects that I work on over the next few weeks, just to get something moving with them, because I feel as though I don't have lots and lots of projects on the go at once, but I have big projects. I don't stitch a lot of smalls, so I don't get many finishes. You know, they're either heads or they're mirrors, or, you know, like my Ultimate Hawker and Hollow. They're big, sizable pieces. So my thoughts are that maybe, and we'll see how I go, and it will be as well what I feel like stitching on. I really do want to push through the head and this over the next few weeks and see where I end up at year end. So that is the plan. That is my stitchy plan, I think. I will now show you my Autumn at Hawker and Hollow. So I'll put in a picture again of what it will look like when it's done, where I was last time. This is getting so long. So as you know, I am stitching this in MPI silk, in the Call for MPIs. I'm glad I have. I think the colours look amazing. Not that you wouldn't be able to achieve it with DMC, because obviously on the Carriage, it is Carriage House samplings, this, isn't it? They do the alternative DMC colourways for you, so if you didn't want to do the MPIs, because, you know, they are expensive. And will I do it again in the future? No. I will stitch, I've got Halloween at Hawker and Hollow. I will stitch Halloween in DMC. I have no intention of splurging on the MPIs again. However, you know, it doesn't matter. So as I said, MPI, it's 1/2 on 40 count, so it works out like a 20 count size. This fabric is Vintage Country Mocha, and it's just like a printed kind of, I'm trying to think what it is. It's like an even weave, I want to say. I did buy this from so-and-so when it existed, but obviously now it doesn't. But I got my 5th block finished. So as you remember, I was halfway through the 5th block when I showed you. So I did have a week off this month. So I spent, well, last month now, a lot of that time stitching all of those apples. So I spent a couple of days on this, getting all of those apples and baskets stitched. It's quite a nice stitch, this one. It doesn't come out often enough, so once that 6th block's done, I'm more than halfway, because obviously I've done the topper. So there's another 7 blocks to go, which will take us right down this pitch. So it's going to be about 4 foot tall when it's done. It's a big piece. But the colours are fab in it, and I have enjoyed stitching that over the autumn. But this is going to go away now until New Year, I think, she says. Who knows? I mean, this is the beauty of stitching. It's there, you know, for whatever you feel like, really, isn't it? But I don't think I'll be working on this again this year. So this very likely is going to go away. So that is the 3rd thing. And then I have managed to work on my chatelaine this month. Not a lot, and it would have been a lot more had we not had the firework meltdown. But I managed to get like almost another motif stitched on it. Oh, it's here. I moved it just in case Daisy jumped on it. So I'll put in a picture of what it'll look like when it's done and where I was last time. So if you're not familiar with this, this is the Royal Tudor Mandala. It's quite a big one because, you know, it's the first, like, let me move the frame around, it's, you know, the first piece I've done with specialist stitching. So you know me, you know, I don't start small. You know, you're all in or you're not, as far as I'm concerned. So let me just bring this in for you. So I've done like the centre mandala, or mandala, however you want to call it, is all done. So that's all beaded. And then this one here, I think there's a couple, this one here is all beaded. I have done that. And this is the one I've worked on over the last few nights. So if I bring that in, so you've got a mixture of Algerian eyelets and Jessica stitches in this one. So I must admit though, my Jessica stitches here are not awesome. They got better the further down I got with more practice, but you know, with this, I think that adds a little bit of a unique feel to it. You know, if it's not 1,000,000% perfect, I'm not bothered. And then there's another like veggie patch down here, and then you're pretty much into that really amazing corner piece. So what I think I will probably do with this, as I pick it up again, and I don't know whether or not I'll do that now or, you know, a little bit further on into December maybe. So just bring it round here, because I will have another of those horrific Tudor roses to stitch. I've got 4 of those. I don't think you'll be able to see, I don't know if I'm able to get it closer enough, but that mostly is 1/1, and I don't know what it was about the Tudor rose. It was an absolute nightmare to count. I had to stitch that about 3 times to get it to work and be right. It was a nightmare, an absolute nightmare, and the fact that I've got to stitch another 3 of them like literally breaks me. And I think that's the thing with these pieces. You've got to stitch them 4 times, and you know, there's like, then there becomes a boredom element attached to it. So that's why I thought I would just go off, sorry I'm pointing to the wrong side, on a bit of a tangent down here, and then sort of pick it up again here, and then here and here. And then I'm not going to get bored, because if I was going to stitch, I did start it like that. Like I stitched 2 of those, and then by the time I'd stitched the second one I was like bored senseless, and it went away for a while and it didn't come out for a bit. And I think that's the reason why, is you've got to break it up and do different parts of it. I think that would be my suggestion when it comes to this. But I do love it, and when I'm working on it, I love it. It's just one of those projects, because it's not a quick stitch and it takes time. I mean, that's 3 nights work on that little bit. It's almost one of those where you've got to psych yourself up to get it out and do it. And as I said, once it's on the frame and you've got your gorgeous threads out and you're working on it, it's amazing. So that is the final piece. I've got something to show you. Let me get it. So about maybe 3-4 weeks ago, one of my good pals on here, so Jane, who goes under the name of Stitchy Revo, sent me an Instagram DM and said, you know, you should go and have a look at this item. You know, it's really kind of, it links to what we do, it's really cute. So she sent me the link to this gorgeous little biscuit tin. So this is available in Debenhams, and I paid £10 for this, but I've just been online now. I will put the link below for you if you're interested, but they've actually reduced it by £1. So it's £9 now. But basically it's like this little metal sewing notions box, and within that you get some really nice shortbread biscuits as well. So it's lovely. I haven't eaten them all yet, they're still in there, but yeah, it's just so attractive. And then once you've eaten the biscuits, you can either keep it as a biscuit tin, or you can put some of your, you know, your sewing bits and pieces in it. You know, you can maybe use it as a project tin or something like that. But I just thought that was so cute, so fitting to what we do. So if you live in the UK and you fancy one, I would grab it, snap it up, because for £9 I think it's great value. I thought it was great value for 10, but it's even better now. So I'll put that link below, so if you like it, then go and treat yourself and get one. So that's me done. That is my October, early November update. not amazing, but still I've been very busy, and I think, you know, any progress is good progress, isn't it? So we're going to play the next couple of months by ear, if that's okay with you, in terms of uploads. There will definitely be some, as I've explained earlier, so I'm not going to disappear off the face of the earth, and maybe there'll be a bit more of me, who knows. But yeah, I just don't want to put pressure on myself when it comes to stitching, and if I'm, you know, not tired and I feel as though I can do some, then I definitely want to get some good movement, as I said, on Persephone and on the Haid piece. So with that said, I will love you and leave you for now, and I will catch you soon, guys. Take care. Thanks for watching. Lovely to see you all. Bye bye.